Have you ever wanted to join in on a project that someone else is doing, like you saw them doing a video on YouTube and you thought, oh yeah, that's amazing, I want to do that, but you don't have the right supplies? For instance, something I wanted to do, she started with some very old brittle pages of ledger paper, and all I have is this ledger paper. It is definitely white. Now, the gal that I was watching, she was using ledger paper that was old, as in like beautiful caramelized colors. And I thought, well, what could I do? Welcome, it's Dawn with For Grace Creations. And today, before we begin our project, we have our verse of the day. It's Romans 6:23. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ our Lord. And on the back of this is not a Bible verse, but a short prayer. Lord God, my heart overflows with relief, joy, and love. Thank you for the gift of Jesus. Previously, I had coffee dyed this ledger paper that I just got at my local grocery store. So it does make it look a little older. But I thought, I don't want to take all day coffee and tea dyeing paper. So what could I do? So I had an idea, and I thought, well, maybe I'll share it with you in case you, like me, have this problem. Grab some different brown, either Distress Oxide pads, or I have one of these ink refillers. We're going to take this and just go ahead and rub some ink on there. And then grab water, whether you have a spray bottle or not. If you don't, just flick some water on there. We're going to spray some water. And then just wiggle it around like this. And take your new ledger paper and just start dipping it in all over. And then, do you have a hairdryer? Or maybe a heat gun? Because we could come in when we're done and dry it off. Now, that's a good start, but we do need some more. What if I took some of my coffee? And careful, Dawn, just pour a little bit on there. And then maybe grab this and put a drop. Oh, I got 2 drops in there. And stir that around. Turn it around. And just kind of move it around until it starts soaking it up everywhere. And I've checked right there. There's nothing, so I do want to come in and pick up that puddle. But see, this way, it's not thoroughly dripping wet. Now, I have an itty-bitty white spot. I could put my finger in my coffee. Oh, there it is. And just rub a little bit around. And then, if you just set this aside to air dry, it might take a little bit, but not anywhere near as long as if you had a thoroughly soaking wet piece of paper from coffee dyeing. Or you could take this to your hair dryer, and it'll only take a few seconds to dry it. Now, if you don't have any of this, and you don't have any of this, and all you have is coffee or tea, you could put your coffee or your tea in a spray bottle and spray it all over. However, what we could do is just dump some coffee on here and just push it around. So we, my friends, are really wet here, but I'm going to hold it like this and gently bang it on the table just to get anything extra off. So this one took about 5 minutes to dry, but I have one more idea. This is the piece of ledger paper I'm going to use this time. It is a little bit green, and it's long this way, which is interesting. And I did find this at a thrift shop as well, but again, it's not old, it's not brittle, none of that. So maybe you have something like this, where you take the lid off, and it's almost like a ink pad like that, Or maybe all you've got is a couple of different of these Distress Oxide sprays. I have tea dye, which is the closest, you know, vintage photo might be great, but you use what you have, right? So I just thought, let's try half of it with this and half with this. We'll go with this first. So with this, you can rub it around like that. Or, I don't know, that isn't getting too wet. The back is not getting anything. I don't know what would happen if we sprayed with water first and then tried it and kind of moved that around. Now I'm going to squeeze it some. Oh, and see what happens? Now I can really move it around. And then we let that soak in while coming to this side. Now this side we do want to spray with water. And then I'm going to spray some of this. But then see, it's going to be, let me zoom in. Do you see the dots? I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my hands, wear gloves if you don't want your fingers to get inky, and I'm just going to kind of move it around like that. So let's carefully pull this up, maybe spray water down where that was. What if we go like this to get some of those inks down? Oh yeah, some of the ink is down. And then turn it over and do the same thing. So hopefully it picks up what we just got down on our surface. Now this is not going to be very dark, and that is quite all right because, you know, old paper, it has different variations in color. It's never the same. Like one book from, say, 1890 may have completely different colored pages than another book from the exact same year, 1890. For right now, I'm just gonna set it over here next to me. So now we have some ledger paper that has a slight look of being older. Perfect, that's exactly what we need. And this project comes from Roxy's weekly challenge, and I believe it's week 42, but I'll go back and check. And I will link it down in the description box below. I found this challenge by accident, and I thought, oh, this is something fun. Let's try it. So, with our ledger paper, what we're going to do is we're going to just make some large tags, because this is a really long piece of paper. I don't think I want it that long. I think if that's the top, we'll maybe go that long. Yeah, so we'll just rip it there. And then let's make one that's kind of wide. And I suppose we could tear this in the middle and make two skinnier ones. So we have two kind of skinnier, one a little bit wider. And then let's take one of these longer ledger papers. And I think the length this way is good, but we'll make them smaller this way. And I think that's enough to start with. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of skinnier ones and 3 thicker ones. What I'm going to use is some digitals. Now you could use anything you want. I just happen to be going to use these because they're so adorable. They are from Barbara at 49 Dragonflies. This page here is from her kit, Whispers of Wings. And then we've got some here from her kit called Woven Dreams. And I'll just show you really quick. Aren't these adorable? I love them. So I thought, well, I've already purchased them. I may as well use them. One side is going to be our writing space. The other side will be pretty. So put that down first, kind of lay this on top. And what we will be doing is we will be folding a little bit of this over to the other side and folding a little of this onto this side. So when we rip it, we want to give a little space over here to be folded over. And then, of course, this is too long. So I am going to want to kind of come in here and shorten this up. So there's one. Let's just do a couple so that I can then show you what we're going to do with these. Do like this. Oh yeah, I do want to see where that ends. And give a little extra. How much do I need to cut off? Oh, only a little. All right, perfect. That'll get that white border off of there. Okay, and then why don't we see if we can use this one up, maybe on this. Yeah, so all I need is to take off just a little bit here, and I think on that, I'm gonna take my scissors and cut it exact, because I do want to use some of the blue that's down here. That way what I'll do is I'll tear the extra off the top. Maybe right about there. The next thing, I want a few glue pages. I want my glue stick. And let's start with the first one we did. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold over, let's see. We're going to fold over a little of this onto here. So we'll just kind of go like that. And that will go in there. And then this one, we're going to fold over this way. So now we can put glue on it. And so what I'll do is I'll just put the glue on this here. And we do want to get glue all over. And we'll come in here and make sure we get that right up in there. Turn it over and then fold this part over. And I'm just going to come in with this old Wilco card and just kind of flatten everything out. And then we'll put some glue on this little edge. Make sure that gets stuck down really well. Now you could come around here with some ink and your dauber, but I don't think I'm going to on this one. Now, if we're going to make it into a tag, then we do want to come and just kind of snip the edges, and you can, however you want to do it, how much you want to clip off, that's totally up to you. Or you don't have to clip them off at all. So there is that one. And then what we can do is we could, once the glue dries, poke a hole in here and put maybe some lace or ribbon or something like that through the top. And we could come in and do a little bit of decorating. I have a few things here. Oh, look, right off the bat, that blue matches. So I think what I'll do is go ahead and glue that down first. And I'm just pulling what happened to be on the edge of my desk, not really paying attention. You could get anything you want. You know, those Fussy Cuts or little Tim Holtz people. Oh, look. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, let's use that. Or scrap pieces of paper, little birds, labels. There we go. Cute. I like that. And it's just a large journaling card. Now, if I had blue Distress Oxide, I would go around this on the back with it. That would be fun. So let's do another one. Let's do this skinnier one here. And I think I actually want to glue this on this side. And then fold this over. So we'll put glue on this. I suppose it doesn't really matter what we put the glue on. Well, then again, it does. You want to take your smaller piece and put the glue on that. All right. So we've got that. And then we'll come here and I'll put it right about there, I think is where it goes. And then fold it over. Oh my gosh, I've got stuff sticking to me. And then just smoosh it out with this card here. And there's another one. And then what do I have here that we could maybe use to decorate? That's the wrong color. Oh, there's blues. No. What about these little guys? Oh, that's cute. Or maybe over on this side. Yeah, now you don't have to decorate these. I just thought since these are sitting here, I'd put them on. Okay, so we could go like this. And then maybe you've got labels. Let's see if I have some. Yeah, I do. Look at what I just found. I found a butterfly. We could even put a butterfly on there. But we could put that there. And then that like that. So yeah, this is Roxy's weekly challenge. And now that I found it, I don't know, do I go back and see what others she did and do them? Or do I just, you know, maybe, once a week, every other week, once a month, just decide when I have time, participate in her challenges? I don't know, what do you think? Have you ever heard of Roxy's weekly challenge? Am I like way behind you guys? Or should we do our own challenge? If we did our own, you guys, what would we call it? We could come in and just do like that. There we go. Now it is kind of a thinner but long tag. I think this one I'm going to have this wrap here. So we'll just fold this one. So that'll go here. And then we could fold this one over. And then she had done one that was, it had a, what do you call it? A tuck. It had a tuck spot on one side. We could do that. Use this one. Yeah. And because we want a tuck spot, we want to make sure that we're Oh, well, first of all, I got to get rid of that white edge. And so I want to make sure I have enough to wrap around as a tuck spot. So I think maybe we'll come right here. I think that's enough. So we'll fold some of this over. Oh, I want to go on this side. There we go. And then this we'll tuck in here. And then we can fold this over. Like that. And if we only glue it down here and here, then we have a little tuck spot. I don't know. What do you think? That would work. So let's start first, though, by gluing this front piece down. It's crooked. That's okay. Because then over here, we'll just glue this down. Sometimes life is crooked. Okay, we've got that. And then this one, we'll fold as a tuck spot like that, so it looks straight at least. However, I got glue in there, so I do need to let this fully dry before I glue here and here and push it down. Otherwise, we won't have a tuck spot. So we'll set that aside to dry and deal with that later. And we'll come in here and glue this one. And then once it dries, I will go ahead and cut it into a tag shape. And then I will have to go and find something that's kind of this orangey color. Wait a minute, something's peeking out. Oh my gosh, look. That kind of goes with it. I mean, I do have this. We could do that. That little bud is peeking out. Yeah, let's do that. And if I had that orange, I could come and do the edges in that orange. That would be fun. But for now, we let that dry. Now, do I fold? I remember this is kind of directional, isn't it? If we leave that white space there, and we were to fold this over top of the white space, then I don't have to worry about cutting it off. See what I mean? Like, put that in there. And then we come over here, and we fold that one over, and it's big enough it could be another tuck spot. So what is everybody up to today? We are going to go with the grandkids to the pumpkin patch. I'm so excited. I love going to the pumpkin patch. What about you guys? I don't do a lot of Halloween stuff, but I love fall. Where we used to live, there were a lot of pumpkin patches, and believe it or not, we would try and hit them all, or at least a lot of them, which meant, yeah, you guessed it, we were doing 2 or 3 pumpkin patches a weekend. Call me crazy, it is quite all right. But, dude, I love pumpkin patches. The hay rides and the apple cider and, you know, just the ambiance. Yes, it's cold, but it's so fun. Do you go to pumpkin patches? Do you even have any pumpkin patches near you? I mean, we only have one now. Two. But the other one we have to drive 30 minutes to get to. The other one would be more like an hour. Where we used to live, they were just everywhere. It wasn't a long drive. So I know that maybe you don't even have one near you. Do your grocery store sell pumpkins out front, like, you know, for fall? The other thing I want to look for is a spaghetti squash, because thankfully my mother-in-law and sister-in-law showed me how to make noodles with spaghetti squash. It's so fun, and it actually tastes good. I don't like squash, by the way, but done this way, it is fabulous. Okay, look, we have our pocket now. I am going to wait for the glue to dry and cut these edges. Why wait for the glue to dry? I'm going to take this and put it here, and then I'll turn it over and come over here. There we go. And I don't think, should I put anything on this? I mean, I suppose I could. That's cute. Did I still have a circle? I do. What if we did something like that? Or maybe up like this. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so we've got 1 with a tuck, 2, 3, and 4. This one, remember, the glue had to dry, so I'll do that one later. As soon as the glue is dry, I will go ahead and add some sort of a topper to these, for instance. Oh boy, let's see. I do have this drawer of scraps. Why not just come in here and I'll just cut that off. And instead of waiting for the glue to dry on this one, I think what I'll do is put this here and staple it. That way, we at least have one completed. Because these others, yeah, I do want to punch a hole here and put some lace in there. So, there we are, Roxy's weekly challenge. I will put in the description box which week it is. Let me know if we should start our own challenge, what you think it should be called, you know, the hashtag. And then, should we continue on with Roxy's weekly challenges or not? If we do, what day should we do it? Anyway, let me know your opinions. Your opinions matter. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.